my belt for my coach, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. Many years ago, he told me, just training hard and you gonna be champion. And I wanna give this belt. Him and his father made...
Success really comes down to something simple, but not easy. You have to want it more than you hate what it takes to get there. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. If you're willing to be bad at something, really bad, for 100 days straight, you can outperform most people at almost anything. Because most people quit before they ever get decent. Start small. Clean your room. Organize your life. Build a routine. Wake up at the same time every day. Go to bed at the same time. These sound basic, but they're powerful. Discipline isn't built in big moments. It's built in daily habits. And those habits shape everything else. Let's talk about schedules for a second. Sit down, open your calendar, and actually design your week. Think about what a good day looks like for you. What would make you feel productive, fulfilled, and on track? Then schedule those things in. Not just work, but meaningful work. Not just responsibilities, but progress. Because when you structure your days right, your life starts to feel like it has direction. And here's something important. Don't start things and leave them unfinished. Finish what you start. Quitting doesn't give you anything except the reminder that you didn't follow through. If you're going to do something, commit to doing it well. Aim to be the best you can at it. You are the commander of your life. So ask yourself, what's your intent? What are you trying to build? And once you know that, go all in. Fight for it with everything you've got. Real toughness? It's not about how much you can lift or how fast you can run. It's mental. You can have the strongest body in the world, but if your mind is weak, you're not tough. Mental toughness is what carries you when everything else gives out. Now, consistency, that's where everything starts to compound. I truly believe in it. Not just sticking to one thing blindly, but showing up again and again, even when it's hard. And yeah, sometimes you adjust. Sometimes life throws things at you, and you shift your focus a bit. That's okay, but you don't stop. Think about this. One day in the gym doesn't change anything. 2 days, still nothing noticeable. But 100 days, you're a different person. That's how progress works. It's invisible until it isn't. And most of the time, you're not having a bad year. You're just stuck replaying a few bad days over and over again. That's it. When you're in a rough season, don't try to fix your whole life at once. Just focus on having one good day. Just one. That's a small win. Stack a few of those together, and suddenly things don't feel as heavy. Because the truth is, your life isn't defined by how many good or bad days you have. It's defined by which ones you keep thinking about. In some seasons, just maintaining, just holding your ground, that's a win. So why not believe in yourself? What's the alternative? There isn't one worth choosing. In life, just showing up matters more than you think. If you go to the audition, you at least have a chance. If you don't go, you've already lost. The outcome is 0. So show up. Even when you get knocked down, show up again. Because as long as you're still in the game, there's always a possibility. Here's the reality. No matter how big your dreams are, life moves on. People move on. So you might as well do what you actually want. It might feel uncomfortable not being liked, but it's far worse to not be yourself. If you just locked in for the next 3 months, really committed, really focused, you could completely change your life's direction. 3 months. That's it. And don't get it twisted. Comfort is more dangerous than struggle. Ease kills growth. You have to let go of fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind from that weight. There's something powerful about being the underdog. When you start with nothing, you appreciate everything. You work harder. You move differently. You lead differently. And when challenges show up, and they will, the only way through them is to start moving. Take that first step. That's it. You don't need the full plan. Just start. If you're not excited in the morning and tired at night, there's a good chance you're not working on something meaningful. And here's something most people don't realize. You're not stressed because you're doing too much. You're stressed because you're not doing enough of what actually matters to you. Be grateful for what you have, but don't confuse that with settling. There's a difference. At the end of the day, everyone wants the same thing, to win. But when pressure hits, when things get painful, when uncertainty creeps in, that's where people separate. Some people back off. Others lean in. The difference? The winners want it just a little bit more. And that little bit more makes all the difference. I only ask one thing from you. No matter how talented you are, no matter how skilled or capable you might be, never let life make you forget why you started. Because that's what really happens. People don't burn out because of the work itself. They don't quit because they're incapable. They don't settle because they lack ability. They burn out, quit, and settle because somewhere along the way, they forget their reason. Stay humble. Don't ever forget where you came from. At the same time, stay hungry. Keep that fire alive inside you. And above everything else, be real with yourself and with the world. The world doesn't need more copies. It needs originals. And there's only one you. No one else can do what you do the way you do it. You're going to fail. Not once. Not twice. Many times. You'll fail over and over again. But eventually, if you keep going, you will win. That's how it works. A lot of people sit around waiting for the perfect moment to start. They wait for everything to line up. But what they don't realize is that starting is the perfect condition. There's no better time than now. And being tired? That's mostly in your head. The moment you tell yourself you're exhausted, you feel it more. But if you push past that mental barrier, you realize there's more left in you than you thought. Someone out there is willing to work harder than you. So the question is, are you willing to match that or go beyond it? Rest, yes, but rest at the end, not in the middle of the fight. You get one life. Don't waste it chasing mediocrity. A life without challenges isn't really living. It's just existing. And you weren't meant to just exist. The people you look up to, the ones at the top, they didn't get there just because of talent. They got there because of the early mornings, the late nights, the extra effort when no one was watching. They had a dream, and they refused to let anything block their path. There's no excuse for not being the hardest worker in the room. People might envy what you have, but they don't envy the process it took to get there. They don't see the grind behind the scenes. And here's something to think about. The real measure of intelligence isn't how much you know. It's whether you can get what you want out of life. And that comes down to two things. First, knowing how to get what you want. And second, knowing what's actually worth wanting in the first place. Whenever you hit a low point and start wondering why you're even trying, remind yourself, this is where most people stop. This is exactly why most people never win. Building something meaningful, whether it's a business, a career, or even yourself, is hard. And yeah, it feels terrible sometimes. That's what hard feels like. That discomfort you feel, that's the process. And most people avoid it. That's why they never get there. But you can. There are two kinds of pain in life. One that breaks you and one that changes you. The pain you're feeling when you're growing, that's the pain of progress. The real pain, the one that destroys you, comes later when you realize you could have been more but didn't try. Think about that. Years from now, standing in front of a mirror, knowing you held yourself back. That's the pain you want to avoid. Everything you do, your school, your work, your workouts, your relationships, it has to matter to you. It has to mean something. Because success isn't just about winning. It's about giving everything you have, learning along the way, and growing through the process. Honestly, one of the biggest cheat codes in life is simply taking action. Stop worrying so much about failing at one specific step. Focus on the bigger picture. Know your long-term goal. And as long as you keep moving forward and refuse to quit, success becomes inevitable. You have to learn to see things differently. Find your own voice. The longer you wait to start, the harder it becomes to discover who you really are. Most people live their lives quietly, settling into routines they're not proud of. Don't let that be you. Don't accept that kind of life. And don't try to be better than someone else. Instead, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. That's something you can control. The moment you get too caught up in things outside your control, you start losing grip on the things that actually matter. If you're doing your best, improving step by step, and pushing yourself forward, that's success. It's not something other people can define for you. It's personal. Another thing people don't talk about enough is this. Nobody really knows what they're doing all the time. There's this illusion that successful people have everything figured out. They don't. I've seen people at the highest levels, rich, powerful, respected, and trust me, they're still figuring things out as they go. So stop waiting until you have it all together. Normalize saying, I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. That mindset alone will take you further than most. Think about a game of chess. There are more possible games than there are atoms in the universe. That means no one can predict every move, every outcome. And that first move, it feels terrifying because it's so far from the end. But here's the flip side. If you make a mistake, there are almost infinite ways to recover. That's life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to play. When you're trying to improve, don't set goals so high that they paralyze you. Instead, find something just slightly above your current level. Something challenging, but still achievable. That's how growth actually happens. A lot of people say they don't know where to start. But the truth is, they're aiming too high too fast. There's always something small you could do right now that would make your life better. It might feel insignificant, but it matters. The problem is, people ignore those small steps because they don't seem impressive enough. But those small steps, they're everything. Another thing people don't talk about enough is this. Nobody really knows what they're doing all the time. There's this illusion that successful people have everything figured out. They don't. I've seen people at the highest levels, rich, powerful, respected. And trust me, they're still figuring things out as they go. So stop waiting until you have it all together. Normalize saying, I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. That mindset alone will take you further than most. Think about a game of chess. There are more possible games than there are atoms in the universe. That means no one can predict every move, every outcome. And that first move, it feels terrifying because it's so far from the end. But here's the flip side. If you make a mistake, there are almost infinite ways to recover. That's life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to play. When you're trying to improve, don't set goals so high that they paralyze you. Instead, find something just slightly above your current level. Something challenging, but still achievable. That's how growth actually happens. A lot of people say they don't know where to start. But the truth is, they're aiming too high too fast. There's always something small you could do right now that would make your life better. It might feel insignificant, but it matters. The problem is, people ignore those small steps because they don't seem impressive enough. But those small steps, they're everything. You set out to do something, you face obstacles, you deal with pain, and you keep going anyway. That's the process. Your life is shaped by the decisions you make every single day, moment by moment. Champions aren't born ready. They're built over time, through struggle, effort, discipline, and sacrifice. Every small decision counts. Do you wake up early or hit snooze? Do you push for one more rep or stop when it gets uncomfortable? These tiny moments, they're the difference between first place and being forgotten. It's not always about big, dramatic moments. It's about the little choices you make every day. Those inches add up, and later in life, if you fall short, you can't just blame bad luck or other people. You have to look at your own actions. Be honest with yourself. Did you take every opportunity, or did you choose comfort? Because the truth is, the magic you're looking for in life is hidden in the work you keep avoiding. You already know what you should be doing. Maybe it's working on yourself, improving your health, building something meaningful, or pushing your career forward. But it's hard, so you delay it. You distract yourself. We've all been there. You tell yourself, I'll just relax for a bit, and suddenly hours are gone. That's instant gratification. It feels good in a moment, but it costs you in the long run. But when you sit down and actually start, just 10 minutes in, you feel that shift. You get into the flow. And afterward, you feel proud. That feeling lasts much longer than any temporary distraction. Nothing valuable comes without effort. If you want success, you have to work for it. There's no shortcut around that. And whatever excuses you're telling yourself about why you can't do it, there's probably someone out there who had it harder than you and still made it happen. Which means it's possible. And if it's possible, then the only thing standing between you and that result is the work. Be now who you want to become later. Don't wait. If you're not putting in the effort today, don't expect a different version of yourself tomorrow. At the same time, don't beat yourself up constantly. That inner voice telling you that you could do better, it's not your enemy. It's a part of you pushing you toward your potential. Listen to it, but don't let it break you. You're capable of more than you think. You've got more inside you than you're currently giving. Stop underestimating yourself. And understand this, confidence isn't about never feeling fear. Fear doesn't disappear, it just gets quieter. You learn how to move forward despite it. There's so much opportunity on the other side of persistence, especially when you keep going without immediate rewards. Most people need constant validation to continue. If you can push forward without it, you're already ahead. Ironically, the journey itself often becomes more fulfilling than the end goal, because along the way, you grow, you change, you become stronger. Right now, it might feel like the hardest part, and honestly, it probably is. But if you can get through this stage, everything after becomes more manageable. Not because challenges get smaller, but because you get stronger. In the beginning, it's just you alone facing everything. But over time, you gain experience, support, and momentum. And think about it. No one is inspired by someone who succeeded instantly without struggle. Those stories don't stick. What moves people is the journey, the setbacks, the comeback, because we see ourselves in that struggle. So don't be afraid to take risks, not just for success, but for the experience of living fully. Feel everything, the wins, the losses, the fear, the excitement. That's what makes life real. If you try to numb the bad, you also numb the good. You can't separate them. You have to embrace both. And when it comes to fear, there's a simple way to deal with it. Move. Take action. All those what-if scenarios in your head, they fade the moment you start. That hesitation, that moment before you act, can feel endless. But once you move, everything changes. Maybe your life isn't where you want it to be right now. Maybe things have gone wrong. Financial problems, relationships falling apart, setbacks, it happens. So what do? You prioritize. You look at your situation and ask, what's the most important problem I need to solve right now? And then you start there, one step at a time. Take action. That's always the answer. And think about your future self. 1 year from now, who are you going to be? Are you going to look back with pride, knowing you stayed disciplined when others gave up? Or with regret, wishing you had done more? A year goes by faster than you think. 365 days will pass whether you act or not. So the real question is, who do you want to become?